The NFL is investigating accusations of domestic violence against Tyreek Hill.
No comment, man. Like I said, man, I'm blessed to be here, dog. I'm gonna continue to work my tail off. Whatever happens, happens, dog. You know, like I'm happy.
I have to admit, I did not expect this to be the update to this story. I did not think on Thursday Night Football, with 7 minutes and 12 seconds left in a one-score game, Amazon's broadcast decided that this was the perfect moment to educate the entire world on what Tyreek Hill has got going on behind the scenes. And I want to just be abundantly clear, this isn't me defending Tyreek Hill at all whatsoever. I mean, if you guys saw my previous video on this, you know how I feel about it. The context of it all is so funny. It's like the Miami Dolphins are desperately trying to avoid going 0-3. Tyreek Hill has about 5 receptions for 49 yards. Yeah, 49 yards. The craziest part about this is Tyreek Hill still had the audacity to say this.
It's like, hey, we just gonna throw in the towel and just say, hey, it's over with, or are we gonna be remembered as the team that started off 0-3 and found a way to turn it around going into the 4th game? So,
but the broadcast's handling of this situation was so awkward and so tone deaf that even former ESPN host Mike Hill had to call them out. And now there's a women's organization demanding that Roger Goodell suspends Tyreek Hill immediately. So we have to talk about all of this because it is the most unhinged update I think I've ever brought to you guys. Real quick before we get to the content, this video is probably gonna get demonetized, so if you could take a moment to leave a like just to make sure this video still gets boosted in the algorithm, that would mean the world to me. And also to kind of help us with the monetization aspect of it, this video is also sponsored. My winning streak wasn't gonna last forever, and this time it was primarily because the Miami Dolphins featured Ollie Gordon more in their game against the Bills. He literally poached a touchdown from Devon Achane. But if you followed my picks on my Instagram story, you'd see my Instagram story pick hit for $500. And now I'm ready to use my Patrick Mahomes free square to potentially turn $25 to over $700. To take advantage of this promo, sign up for Prize Picks using my promo code Mikerophone and tail this insane play. I have the Patrick Mahomes free square being paired with him getting over 40 rush yards because he's been over 40 over the past couple of games, and the Giants have a very underrated pass rush with Dexter Lawrence, Abdul Carter, Kayvon Thibodeau. I think Mahomes is going to pick up at least 40 on the ground. I have Daniel Jones destroying the paltry Tennessee Titans through the air, and CeeDee Lamb getting at least 100 receiving yards. Now, if all of these hit, $25 turns into over $700. Now, I give away some picks on Instagram. I also have a Patreon, patreon.com/microphone, and I partnered with Fantasy Aces to create a Discord server where they're giving you multiple plays a day and turning a profit. All links are in the description down below, and thank you, Prize Picks, for sponsoring today's video. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? So if you didn't see my last video breaking down the Tyreek Hill situation, I highly recommend you go watch that first. The link's going to be in the end screen. But if you guys need a quick recap, Tyreek Hill has 8 DV allegations, a year without a 30-yard catch that was broken this past Sunday, and a team that's completely falling apart. Thursday night made everything way worse, and it's multiple facets of Tyreek Hill's life. His professional career, he's having one of his worst years to date. In his personal life, there's the ADV allegations being brought forth against him. And if you thought it couldn't get any worse, well, yeah, it did. So September 18th, 2025, Highmark Stadium, Buffalo, New York. The Miami Dolphins are desperate for their first win of the season, and they're taking on the Buffalo Bills on national TV. They are 12.5-point underdogs. Nobody expects them to win, but for a minute there, it looked like they may be able to pull it off. The game is tied 21-21 in the 4th quarter. The Dolphins defense, the same defense that couldn't stop a nosebleed in the first 2 weeks, the same defense that might have given Daniel Jones the confidence to be an MVP caliber quarterback this year, well, they just forced back-to-back punts. Tyreek Hill just caught his first touchdown of the season. For the first time all season, there's actually hope in Miami. And then, disaster. Zach Sealer commits one of the dumbest penalties you'll ever see, roughing the punter with 10 minutes left in a tie game. The Bills get new life. They drive down, score a touchdown. Then with 3 minutes left, Tua throws a pick, trying to force it to Jalen Waddle. Game's over, and the season is probably over as well. 31-21 Bills. Now, for those of you guys that are saying I'm being melodramatic about the season being over, well, the Dolphins are now 0-3. And here's the stat that should terrify every Dolphins fan. In 8 times Miami has started 0-3 in franchise history, they have never made the playoffs. Not once. And now here's the craziest part. This isn't even the most embarrassing part of Thursday night. So picture this. In the 4th quarter, the Dolphins are driving, desperately trying to tie the game. There's 7 minutes left. This is must-watch football, right? I mean, this is pretty much much the climax of the game. Everyone's locked in on the score. Are the Miami Dolphins going to be able to drive down the field and tie the game? And then Amazon decides, hey, I know you guys are watching this, but we wanted to let you know that Tyreek Hill has a history of being a piece of shit. And I'm not over exaggerating. They did this coming out of a commercial break, a beer commercial, by the way. Their sideline reporter Malika Andrews drops this bomb.
The NFL is investigating accusations of domestic violence against Tyreek Hill. Hill's ex-wife alleges he was violent with her on 8 separate occasions. He's denied this and has not been charged criminally.
And then this is where it gets really awkward. Al Michaels follows up with, "Thank you, Kaylee. He's no stranger to the off-the-field stuff."
Thank you, Kaylee. You know, he's no stranger to off-the-field stuff.
Bro, what? No stranger to the off-the-field stuff is crazy. That's how you describe someone who gets too many speeding tickets, not someone who has a history of being accused of choking his pregnant girlfriend, not someone who we have receipts of telling women that you should be terrified of me too after the woman told him that you allegedly broke your child's arm. Now, former ESPN host Mike Hill tweeted, "Was that really necessary to bring up the Tyreek Hill DV allegations during the game? It came out 8 days ago, so it's not new news." Look, I get it, and Amazon felt like they had to address it. And I know this might be a bold take, but I am very against individuals that would physically attack a woman. I mean, I hope we're all in agreement on this. And I don't think that's the issue. It's more the fact that they did it randomly in the middle of the fourth quarter of a close game with zero context or follow-up. It didn't even feel like journalism. It really just felt like, hey, we got to check this box during the broadcast at some point. Historically, we are no stranger to the troubled diva wide receiver, and unfortunately, whenever a wide receiver is performing incredibly on the football field, some of the bad stuff he may do gets swept under the rug. In this case though, Tyreek Hill is putting up numbers that would make a third string receiver embarrassed. He has 5 receptions, 49 yards, his longest catch is 19 yards. Through 3 games this season, he has exactly 15 catches for 198 yards. Let me put that into perspective for you. In 2023, Tyreek Hill was averaging 112.4 yards per game. Now he's averaging 66 yards per game. That's a 41% drop in production. But it gets worse. As Tyreek Hill was catching 5-yard slants on Thursday, something much bigger was happening behind the scenes. Tyreek Hill's ex-wife's attorney was meeting with NFL investigators. The league is taking this seriously. And now the National Organization for Women, one of the most powerful women's organizations in the country, is demanding action. Their president, Kim Villanueva, went off. Tyreek Hill should not be playing while these charges are being investigated. The NFL itself proudly proclaims that 47% of the NFL's audience is women, and women are watching to see where the league stands today. And honestly, this number is only going to shoot up now that Travis Kelce is engaged to Taylor Swift. And the NFL has definitely made it a point of emphasis to get a more female demographic, judging based off of all their Taylor Swift posts that are appropriately posted on their Instagram page. So the stakes are even higher than usual for the NFL. And the National Organization of Women continues to say that Roger Goodell needs to say it loud and clear. The NFL has a zero tolerance policy when it comes to domestic violence. Or maybe it doesn't. She didn't stop there. The NFL doesn't just have a Tyreek Hill problem. It still has a violence against women problem. How many times does the NFL and Roger Goodell need to learn the same lesson? And remember, the NFL doesn't need criminal charges to suspend someone. Deshaun Watson got 11 games without any charges. If the league determines that Hill violated the personal conduct policy, he could be looking at a minimum 6-game suspension, maybe more given his history. But somehow, this DV investigation might not even be the biggest threat to Tyreek Hill's career right now, which is truly a bizarre thing to say. But it should give you an idea of how bad things are going on the field for Tyreek Hill as well, in addition to his personal life. You know what's wild? Before the season even started, Mike McDaniel was already the betting favorite to be the first coach fired. And after Thursday night, those odds are looking pretty good. Listen to what Mike McDaniel said after losing to the Patriots in week 3, and this is an actual quote.
To win games, you have to win the game, not lose the game. And that is how you lose the game.
Yeah, that's not AI generated. It's for real. And get this, before the New England Patriots game, fans literally crowdfunded a banner that flew over the stadium saying, "Fire Greer, fire McDaniel." McDaniel's response, "I don't think it's personal. I think they want to win, and so do I." My guy, when fans are paying for planes to demand you to get fired, it's certainly personal. So now everyone's asking, what's Tyreek Hill's fate gonna be? There's so many directions this could take. After Thursday's loss, Stephen A. Smith and Cam Newton went on First Take and basically basically begged the Kansas City Chiefs to trade for him. Newton said, "I'm getting him. We didn't have them issues while you were with us. You come to Miami and you're dealing with a different batch than Kansas City," which I guess on the field, yeah, you could say that, but off the field, he's had issues even before Kansas City drafted him and during his time with Kansas City. This is a pattern that has followed Tyreek Hill's entire career. Now, Mike Florio from NBC Sports is reporting that both the Steelers and the Chiefs are genuinely interested. He said on the Rich Eisen show, "Of course the Dolphins have no plans to trade Tyreek Hill, because how many times do we have to hear a team say that and trade the guy before we realize that's part of the setup so you don't get screwed in the negotiation?" Which is very true. If you guys remember, on Sunday, Adam Schefter tweeted out that the Miami Dolphins haven't received any phone calls from other teams trying to trade for Tyreek Hill, and the Miami Dolphins themselves are not interested in trading Tyreek Hill. But again, have you ever heard the Buffalo Bills say that randomly about Josh Allen, the Chiefs saying that randomly about Patrick Mahomes, the Dallas Cowboys randomly saying that about Dak Prescott? What, Dak Prescott definitely belongs in this list? Come on. But here's the problem, the money. If Miami trades Hill without a post-June 1st designation, they eat a $28.2 million cap hit. Even with the designation, it's still $12.7 million in dead money. What team is giving up draft picks for a 31-year-old receiver who just recently got his first deep catch in over a year, might be facing a suspension, and just lost his team captaincy on his team? The Chiefs make the most sense football-wise. Xavier Worthy just dislocated his shoulder. Rashee Rice is suspended for 6 games. They desperately need receiver help. But can you imagine the PR nightmare? Bringing a guy with this many DV allegations to a team that won back-to-back Super Bowls without him? I mean, the Chiefs have done this before. Last year, they gave Kareem Hunt a chance once Isaiah Pacheco was injured, following his allegations, but that was a few years ago. One insider suggested that the Chiefs could offer a Tyreek Hill for Jawan Taylor trade. That would clear cap space for Kansas City and give Miami an offensive lineman. But Dolphins fans would be pretty pissed about this. But here's what really shows how delusional this situation has become. After the loss, after going 0-3, after another terrible performance, Tyreek Hill said this.
They played good. You know, obviously, there were some mistakes in the game. I also could have made a lot of plays myself. I feel like this is a good start. You know, we came out here, we did something what a lot of people didn't expect us to do, which is, you know, play a close game in Buffalo, against Buffalo. So I feel like we're moving in the right direction right now. So it's all positive right now.
Tyreek Hill, my guy, you guys are 0-3. You haven't beat a team with a winning record in your last 14 tries. The Dolphins have been outscored by 184 points in those games. He continued by saying, "Do you want to be the 0-3 team that just threw in the towel and said it's over, or are we going to be the team that started 0-3 and found a way to turn it around going into the 4th game? We're in a great position to turn everything around," which I guess in this case you have no choice but to be delusional. But here's what really gets me. This is the exact same pattern that we've seen in Tyreek Hill's entire career. Things go bad, he lashes out, he blames everyone else, and somehow convinces himself that everything's fine. Remember what I told you in our last video? After week 18 last year, Tyreek Hill literally quit on his team in the middle of the game. He said he was too much of a competitor to be just out there. Too much of a competitor? You just caught 5 passes for 49 yards in a must-win game. And when a reporter asked him about not having a 30-yard catch in a full year, do you know how he reacted?
You trying to piss me off today?
No, I'm not trying to piss you off. We see the speed is there.
Yeah.
But are the throws there?
I don't know, bro.
So here's where it gets interesting. Dolphins owner Stephen Ross is apparently still being patient with Mike McDaniel. According to Ian Rappaport, Ross wants this to work out and believes in his coach. But how long can that last? The Dolphins play the Jets on Monday Night Football next week. If they lose that game to go 0-4 against another 0-3 team on national television again, Ross has a decision to make. Does he fire McDaniel and try to salvage the season with an interim head coach? Does he trade Tyreek Hill and admit this whole experiment was a failure? Does he do both and just blow the whole thing up? Because here's the reality. This team has 3 wins in their last 19 games against teams with winning records. That's not a slump, that's a pattern. That's an identity. So let me tell you how I think this is going to play out. And you could clip this for when I'm right. On week 4, the Miami Dolphins lose to the New York Jets on Monday Night Football. Hill has another mediocre game, maybe 6 catches for 70 yards, no touchdowns. The crowd boos them off the field and more banners fly over the stadium. Right before the trade deadline, with the Dolphins sitting at maybe 1-6, they finally cave. Tyreek Hill gets traded to the Kansas City Chiefs in return for a 4th round pick. Thursday Night Football was supposed to be a chance for redemption, a chance for the Dolphins to prove they weren't dead yet, a chance for Hill to show that he's still elite, a chance for Mike McDaniel to save his job. Instead, it became a nationally televised expose of everything wrong with this team. The awkward broadcast moment, the terrible performance, the boneheaded penalties, the post-game delusion, and Tyreek Hill, he's at the center of it all. 5 catches for 49 yards, 8 DV allegations, 0 accountability, 0 self-awareness. The Cheetah used to be the most feared receiver in football. Defenders would literally give him 10-yard cushions because they were so scared of getting burned deep. Now, they're playing press coverage and laughing at him. Al Michaels said that Hill is no stranger to the off-the-field stuff, but here's the truth. He's becoming a stranger to on-the-field success as well. The Dolphins are 0-3. Their coach is on the hot seat, their star receiver is under investigation, and their season is over before October. Thursday Night Football exposed all of that for the world to see. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.